Good afternoon to you all in Pakistan from a very grey and wet and cold London, although I gather the weather's not that different. So as well as offering you British qualifications, we're offering you British weather, according to one of my colleagues. I'd like to explain about the High National Diploma offered through basically International Centre of Excellence. The International Centre of Excellence has been established by NUML and iQualify UK, which explains on the next slide. The principle is that we are combining professional education and training from Britain, from ourselves as a British education provider, iQualify UK, with NUML and its facilities in Pakistan, with the objective of providing both professional training and international education consultancy to develop the human capital in Pakistan. Move to the next slide. If you want more information, you can visit our website, but as mentioned, we are ICE, as we call ourselves, the International Centre of Excellence, and we're offering British qualifications to you in Pakistan in conjunction with the university. We have the support here from the rector of the university. As he says, he's looking forward to working together to promote education, and in particular help develop corporate leaders, entrepreneurs and information technology experts with the knowledge provided by our international experts. Slide. Jumped past the one about myself. There we go. My name's Ian Fraser. I'm the director of iQualify UK and a director of ICE. And as I've been saying, we aim to offer the best in professional development, business management courses to students in Pakistan to help you develop your professional and technical skills. Moving on. Presentation today is about what's called the Higher National Diploma, or the HND as it's often referred to. It's basically has several benefits shown here. Just essentially, it's recognised by the HEC, the Higher Education Commission in Pakistan, as well as obviously in the UK and elsewhere. Through the partnership between iQualify UK and NUML at ICE, you have access to top-notch academics and industry experts from both the UK and Pakistan. The HND, High National Diploma Programme, gives you direct entry into UK universities and other universities, and perhaps most importantly of all, it's affordable for all. Now I'd like to move on the next slide to talk a bit more detail. Basically, the qualifications that we're offering have 5 elements to them: professional, internationally recognised, access to a global faculty, affordable and a well-defined pathway. Professional. Our qualifications designed to give you the skills and knowledge you need to make a success in the workplace. Internationally recognised. Our qualifications are recognised by Ofqual and many British and other universities and employers. Global faculty. You have access to international experts from the UK and Pakistan, and some from elsewhere on occasion. As mentioned, affordable. The HND programme is far more affordable than studying on a campus in the UK. And it finally has a well-defined pathway. You have the option to go from your HND on to top up at another university to do a bachelor's in pretty much any relevant related qualification. Moving on to the next slide. Talking about the pathways here. Basically, if you think of the HND as foundation, and it basically, the business management pathways and the computing pathways are designed to help you all the way through from foundation up to the university to a degree program of your choice. It's offered at ICE, International Centre of Excellence, and we're finding it can be extremely popular and well sought after and flexible undergraduate program that enables you to get where you want to in life. So I'll come into more detail about that in a second. So just moving on to the next slide. This is the explanation of the route to follow. You need to start with high school equivalent. A levels is the obvious one. From that, you move into the first year, and the first year is generally referred to as HNC, which is a Higher National Certificate, and the second year is a Higher National Diploma, is the full diploma. So basically the halfway stage is the certificate, the full stage is the diploma. Now each of these years, the first year, the HNC year, has 120 credits, and the second year, the foundation year, has 120 credits as well. So you get 240 credits total. The UK degree has 360 credits. So basically you just need to do one more year to complete a British degree, but you can go on to other qualifications as well. The thing about the HND program is it gives you officially recognized exemptions and for ACCA, CIMA and other. And in many cases also, you'll find that employers will take you straight once you've got an HND. A bit more detail on that. The qualifications in Britain are on academic levels. They start with from 1 and they go up to level 8. Level 3 is A levels, which you'll presumably be familiar with. For a UK university degree, the first year of a bachelor's degree is level 4, the second year is level 5, and the final year is level 6. Now, the HNC is a level 4 qualification, which is the same as the first year of a UK honours degree. The HND is level 4 and 5, because you've obviously got the level 4 bit included, which is the same as 2 years of a UK. So in a sense, you've already done 2 years towards your 3 years of your degree. So move on. I'm sure you can appreciate that the cost of going to the UK is very high, but the advantage of studying here in Pakistan is that you would save a tremendous amount of money. You still need to pay for the final year, but essentially you're saving 2 years worth of costs, whether mixture of academic costs, food costs, traveling costs, and everything together. So moving on, that gives you a choice of options through the HND program that we're offering. There are different specializations: accounting, finance, business management, human resource management, marketing, entrepreneurship. And I would like to hand over to my colleague Sumbul, our head of centre, to run through the details of these different programs.
Thank you very much, Ian. Good afternoon and assalamu alaikum, everyone. So as Ian has given you a general overview about the qualification, we will now discuss the specific pathways that you have first for business, and then moving on to computing as well, because we're offering the HND in business as well as computing. So if we move on to the next slide, we'll be able to talk about the pathways for accounting and finance firstly. So when you complete a HND in accounting and finance, it's a level 5 qualification, which means you've completed the first 2 years of the university. In UK, you have 3 years of an undergrad degree. So a HND is actually equivalent to the first 2 years. So by completing these 2 years, you will be specializing in accounting and finance units, which will be, you can also actually map them against different accounting qualifications offered by ACCA and CIMA. And HND in accounting and finance provides you with wide-ranging knowledge and understanding of financial planning and limitations. So in Pakistan, आप लोग familiar होंगे the accounting and finance की जो career market है, that is actually very actually in demand. It's a career which is in demand in Pakistan a lot. A lot of people look for qualifications in finance, which can lead you to have a career in financial management or into accounting. If we look at the actual units that you will study year 1 and year 2, there are some units which are mandatory, which are compulsory, that you would have to complete, and there are specialist units as well, and optional ones that you can choose to select. Each of the units at HND at level 4 and level 5 would have 15 credits, besides the research project that you do in year 2. So if you look at the year 1 mandatory core units and year 2 mandatory units, there would be a variety of holistic learning that you would have for business environment, marketing, human resource management, operations management, and running a successful business project. And then you have specialist units that you study in year 2, which means आपकी पहले साल में what the focus is कि आपकी एक holistic base business management की बन जाती है, and then we move on to specialist units. And if you look at the mandatory units for accounting, you have financial reporting, which is a very important element, and advanced management accounting, and then financial management as well. All of these 3 units will be able to give you enough practical knowledge to actually step into a workplace and work in an accounting and finance department at an entry level after your HND. So if we move on to the next one, that is your HND in business management. This is a general business management pathway. And in this, you cover a wide range of topics, which will include business strategy, business information systems, and leadership skills and strategic management as well. And again, you have a research project, and you can choose to select a topic for your research project that you can practically apply in the workplace. For management, the specialist units that you see for year 2 can include project management, understanding and leading and managing change as well, which is again a very, very widely sought after in terms of knowledge and understanding, managers who can adapt to a changing environment. And especially looking at the environment in the business world today, it's very important for an individual who's going to start a profession to be able to have those skills and competencies. And the global business environment as well is a very in-demand topic in terms of employers. So I would like to add here that Pearson qualifications and the units and the curriculum that we're offering is developed by the UK faculty. All of the faculty and the module leads at NUML are actually based in the UK. So you will actually have a very a wide range of tutors available to you who will have a very global perspective when they come to teach you as well. The third pathway that we are offering is HND in human resource management. Again, wide range of career paths that you could have. You could be prepared for employment in human resource management, or you could also then further have a specialized degree if you move to the top of year, which is the level 6 or the 3rd year of the your education in terms of a graduate degree, because you will have enough foundation knowledge in the first 2 years with HNC and HND. Or if you choose to start working, you could actually start working as an entry-level HR manager within your organization, within Pakistan or even abroad. The specialist units that you would cover would be resource and talent planning, employee relations, again, quite significant, and all general management roles would need information and knowledge about this. Strategic human resource management, very widely applied in organizations. And optional units that you would have for this would be pitching and negotiation skills. Again, a lot of training is done in this unit where you would be given applied learning that you could, skills that you could implement in the workplace. The HND in marketing, again, I think after accounting and finance, this is probably the most popular one. बहुत सारे students ऐसे हैं who want to actually start a career in marketing. So this is probably the right qualification for you. It prepares you for marketing and communications related jobs, or otherwise you could progress to further education. It helps in developing the foundation knowledge of marketing, marketing research, and even advertising if that's what you want to go ahead into, or jobs related to media. So this is the qualification for you. And when you look at the units, we can identify the specialist units that you will be studying. Sorry, next slide, please. Okay, so the specialist units for marketing that you would study would include product and service development, integrated marketing communications, and digital marketing. So as I said previously, all of this content is structured and created and developed in line with the current requirements of the employment market. So HNC and HND's target is to make sure that you step out of the classroom and you're able to join a workplace immediately. Even if you don't go for a further study, by completing a HND in 2 years, you should have enough skills and knowledge and learning and competencies, practical learning, that you would be able to step into a workplace and be an effective employee. Okay. This fifth pathway that we are offering is HND in Entrepreneurship and Small Business Management. Again, from experience looking at the HND students, there's quite a lot of students who are actually looking to either join their own family businesses or set up their own business. So this would be the right qualification for you, because it is designed to help you learn about the influence of national culture and economy on entrepreneurship. So it will actually give you in-depth information how to actually set up your own entrepreneurship project. It explores the personal characteristics of entrepreneurs, what kind of areas you need to develop within your skills that would, and the impact of personal situational factors, really, including education and background. How do you actually become an entrepreneur? Again, a very, very widely sought after qualification for younger people who are looking to step into the business world as an entrepreneur. And within the HND in Entrepreneurship, you'll also learn about the role and importance of small firms to the economy and about social enterprise and the social economy. The specialist units that will get you to this pathway would be identifying entrepreneurial opportunities, launching a new venture, managing and running a small business. So again, very valid, very relevant, very qualification that is based on training you to actually become an entrepreneur. So you would also have you will also be looking at consumer behavior and insights, and you'll also be looking at international marketing as well. So this kind of gives you a very holistic knowledge how to actually set up your own business, or even if you're looking to join a family business, this would be the right pathway for you. Okay. So moving forward, we can now talk about the computing pathways. So in computing, we're offering 2 separate pathways. The first one would be software engineering, and the second one is general computing. Okay. So if we look at computing general first, so there would be, again, a holistic qualification that would look at a lot of different areas to develop your knowledge. So it's developed to prepare you for various tasks and situations that are that you're likely to face as an IT professional. And the HND level 5 also looks to future trends in preparation for the changes that may affect this ever-evolving industry. As most of you know, IT skills are the need of the time. Especially अगर आपको किसी भी organization में काम करने के लिए, you would have to identify the basic IT skills. But if you want to have an in-depth knowledge, HND computing would be the best qualification for you. It will equip you to identify the latest trends that are coming up, and it would prepare you to be an IT expert. So it's a non-specialist pathway, which means that you will have a very wide range of options moving forward. And if you want to progress to the level 6 top-up degree के लिए अगर आप जाना चाहते हैं, आप with a BA or a BSc in computing, this will give you a lot of practical-based learning in the first 2 years. Okay. If you look at the year 1 and year 2 units, you have 120 credits each year is what you cover. Year 1 May, you are looking at programming, networking, professional practice, database design and development, security, managing a successful project, again, applied learning, software development life cycles, and maths for computing. So if you can see the wide range of topics that you'll be covering, and all of these will be taught in a way where you will develop these actual core skills, and you will be able to apply these skills in practical scenarios. Year 2, you start off with the computer research project. You will also look at computer intelligence, and very sought after unit, network management, advanced programming as well, systems analysis, e-commerce. Again, something I'm sure that all of you are familiar with. It's really, really quickly becoming an in-demand qualification in Pakistan as well. Virtual and augmented reality. So I'm sure a lot of you younger people would be familiar with VR, virtual reality, in terms of gaming. So these are the units that would provide you with a very, very wide range of knowledge, learning, skills, and competencies in computing. For those of you who are looking to start off with the software engineering as a career, you would benefit from the software engineering pathway, which is designed to help you develop advanced knowledge and skills for a career in the fields of software engineering. And along with providing further progression in software engineering qualification, you can also then immediately be employed as a software engineer. So as I said before, HND qualifications, the main target, the main mission is to make sure that you are able to apply all of this learning and step into a workplace and be able to join an employment. Okay. If we look at the units, we've got the year 1 units are the same as you would have for any other pathway actually. And for year 2, you will have the specialist units. So you have computer intelligence, you've got discrete maths, data structures and algorithms, advanced programming, e-commerce and strategy, and virtual and augmented reality. So all of these would be very beneficial if you're looking to start a career in software engineering. Okay. This is a sample diploma and transcript. For those of you who are not very familiar with the HND, it is awarded by Pearson, that is the awarding body. And NUML is a approved, validated Pearson center to offer the qualification. And we are based in Islamabad. NUML has its campus within the NUML University, Islamabad. So once you've completed your qualification, you will get a final award, which is what you can see on the screen at the moment, and a transcript that would detail all the units that you've studied. Okay.
Thank you for that, Symbol. It really does open doors. That's the thing about the HND. It gives you options. You can go into work, get a job. You can continue an existing work if you're already there, but obviously have better opportunities for promotion. You can move over to do professional qualifications such as ACCA and SEMA, and latterly it can help you progress to university. And it's a very popular qualification in the UK. It's very much used by people who either who've got their A-levels, and then either don't want to go into university immediately, or want to go into university with a cheaper route, or wanting to go to work. But the majority of people, though, it seems to be, is the interest is in going on to do a degree. Essentially, because a UK degree is 3 years, 360 credits. With the HND and the HNC, you've done 240 of those credits. So pretty much every single university will be only too happy to accept you. I mean, if you've got an HND in business, then you might struggle to get onto a final year of a degree in arts, but that's not what we're talking about here. Any related subject, and you won't have an issue. Essentially, use your HND, go on and complete and get a degree, and thereafter, the world is your oyster, isn't it? I think that concludes the points we want to make. If they have any questions, then Symbol and I will try our best to answer.
Yes, we do have some questions. The first one is, what would be the minimum fee for a final year study in the UK university? So Ian, would you want to talk about that? An international student studying in the UK?
It does vary slightly by university and by the course, but it is all very clear. If you go on if you've got a particular course you're interested in, have a look on the university's website, and they'll give you the international fee. You do also have to bear in mind, though, the cost of living in the UK. Although as a final year student from abroad, the university's been 99% of the time, if you want it, they'll get you accommodation on campus or in university accommodation. And then you've got the travel costs to and from, and your actual sort of day-to-day living costs. So in round figures, it's around about 25,000 if you need to sort of a budget for but it will vary slightly by a few thousand either way, depending on which course you're looking at and where.
Okay, I have another question which talks about a pre-medical student. Would they be eligible? Would they be able to join HND in computing? So a pre-medical student in Pakistan would mean that they would have done triple sciences or the three sciences in their FSC, the year 11 and year 12. So yes, you could still come back into the HND and you could start off with HND computing, because the level 4 qualification is developed to start off your learning from scratch, and you will be taught the basics in computing. So yes, a pre-medical student would definitely be able to join HND computing. Okay, right. I have another question which is about HEC Pakistan. Do they allow 2 years of study in terms of the HND program? So actually the HEC, the Higher Education Commission in Pakistan, has approved Pearson qualifications as long as you have the prior education in terms of numbers of years. You would be able to apply for an equivalence with HEC, and you would be able to get a 2-year undergrad degree. So originally in Pakistan, you used to have 2-year bachelor degrees. HND is also considered at the same level. Okay, do we have any other questions? Okay, sorry, I have another question. It's about the sort of exams or assessments. Okay, for HND business and for HND computing, or all Pearson HND qualifications, you are assessed via coursework. So there are no exams for a Pearson qualification, because these are known as not just purely academic, but vocational qualifications. Vocational qualifications are designed to make you employable. So in terms of this, there's not going to be an exam that would pass you or fail you. The idea is to develop your skills and knowledge and applied learning, as I said. So for each unit that you study on the HND, you will be assessed via coursework, which would be an assignment. So the assignment could vary. You could have an assignment as a presentation, as a report, as a case study, as a project, but they will all be just assignment coursework-based assessments, which you will be able to submit depending on the timeline and the planner that the specific unit follows. We have a question: how many semesters and what would be the fee per semester? Okay. Generally, the semesters that are scheduled for HNC and HND are 2 semesters per year. You've seen the unit layout. So you're studying 8 units in the first year, which means 4 units per semester. So NUML is starting the first semester in January. So from January through April, if you're joining us, you'll be studying 4 units. And then you'll have the summer break. And then from August to December, you'll do another 4 units, which means by the end of the year, you will have your HNC completed. And then the next 2 semesters, you will have your HND completed as well. So on an average, you do 4 units per semester, and there's 2 semesters per year. And at the moment, NUML is charging a fee of, let me just check that, it's about somewhere close to 120,000 per semester. Okay, could students change the pathway after starting one and then moving? So could I change from business marketing to business general? Okay, for the first year, as you've looked at the units, the first year units are the same for all of the pathways, because they are designed to develop a general understanding of business. And the same thing is for computing. And then in the second year is when you do the specialist pathways. So yes, by the second year, you would be required to register on the certain pathway. And within the second year, within the level 5, you wouldn't be able to change that. So once you decide that you've started studying marketing specialist units, within the semester, it would be difficult for you to switch. You would be losing out time on that. Okay, after completing HND, how much time will it take to start the 3rd year in UK university and the entire visa process? Okay, this is another question that's just come through. So Okay, it depends on the intake of the university. If you're applying for the September intake, or you're applying for the January intake, or you're applying for the, there's some universities who do May, June intake as well. It's not usual, but you do have some universities who have a May, June semester as well. So if you have completed your HND in, let's say in December, you would be able to apply in either, you could apply for the January intake prior to your results are released. You could apply for a conditional acceptance. Otherwise, if you've completed anywhere within the summers, you could apply for the September intake. The visa process for UK generally takes about a couple of months' time. I think there are some changes to the visa process as well. I'm not sure, Ian, have you heard anything about those as well?
Nothing confirmed as I'm aware of yet, but there are sort of discussions and such.
Flexible options, I think.
The virus restrictions.
Mm-hmm. Yes, but moving forward, I think we do have some more flexibility coming towards the UK student visa process, as far as I've read again, but these are just news updates that we have. But when you actually get to that point, we will be able to guide you. If you're an NUML graduate at HND, we will definitely be able to counsel you for future admissions to a topper program within the UK with any university of your choice. Okay, I have another question. Why the HND program is better than a local degree in Pakistan? Okay.
Every qualification has its value. I wouldn't ever sort of be derogatory about anyone. It depends what you want it for and where you want to go with it. It is a more competitive world these days, and certainly different qualifications are perceived differently, and some are perceived as more valuable or more worthwhile than others. So it's an individual choice of what you want to do and where you want to go. But certainly there are sort of official international comparisons between different qualifications. There's a body in the UK called NARIC that officially judges the academic level between the different qualifications. But it comes back to the fact of what do you want in life, where do you want to go, what can you afford, what will benefit you most. And essentially the HND program, as I was saying earlier, opens an awful lot of doors. It will help you with your job, help you get a job, and it will enable you to go on to university, which in turn will give you advantages versus people who've been to different universities or other universities. So
right, thank you, Ian. As I would just add to that in terms of getting an international education, the Pearson qualifications are designed to make you employable, keeping in mind a global perspective. So that would be my endorsement for a Pearson qualification. We would also like you to meet some of our HND graduates from different centers as well, some of them in Pakistan, some of them abroad. So if you're interested, you can join the session on Friday, where you will actually meet HND graduates and they will tell you all about their experience. So that might be a detailed session that you could have with them, and you could ask direct questions and they will be able to give you their first-hand experience. Okay. I have another question about the number of years that HEC recognizes for HND. So the HEC considers HND qualification to be equivalent to 14 years of education in Pakistan, which is a bachelor's of 14 years. Okay. Okay. Another question was, what would be a good university for top-up in computing? So again, in the UK, there's lots and lots of universities. There's about 130 different universities in the UK, and you can look at the ranking tables for computing specifically, for the computer, for the IT and computing degrees. And it would be entirely your preference where you would want to go. But off the top of my head, I'm not entirely sure computing degrees, which universities would be offering computing degrees and top-up for that matter.
The other factor is actually look at the syllabus, because it's not just a question of what university you get it from, it's what the actual syllabus covers. I mean, obviously the majority of the syllabuses will be pretty similar, but if there's particular areas that interest you or you enjoy or find easier, then I would always recommend you take those study those universities that tie in most with your interests, or which you think will be more valuable to you when you qualify. University hierarchies are all well and good, but employers don't particularly always look at that. It's having the qualification is what matters, and what you've studied within it will help you most for the future. You'll find it easier to study something you enjoy, basically.
Exactly. Again, I'm just looking at a list of top-up universities. So you could go to Bolton University, you could go to Derby University, you could go to University of London as well. You could also go to University of Hertfordshire, Arden University. These are the ones who are actually offering top-up in computing as well for international students. So these are the top of the list universities. But then again, as the insert, it would rely heavily on your choice would be made depending on the course, depending on the content that you want to study, depending on the specialist units that you want to pursue, and which university is offering those. Okay. I have another question, that if students are students given another submission opportunity for a unit if they fail? Yes. So students who, let's suppose, actually in Pearson, it's not simply a case of pass or fail. Your instructors, your assessors are all aiming to make sure that you develop the actual competencies and the learning and the knowledge is there with you. So you are given a lot of time to draft your assignments, and then you have formative feedback on each of the assignments and each of the coursework, which means you get feedback before you submit the final work. So we make sure that you get enough support, you get enough time as well, and by the time you're ready with the final submission, it should definitely meet the pass criteria. So, but in case, even if then you're not able to actually meet the pass criteria, you are allowed a resubmission at the end of the semester to rework your assignment and then submit it. And again, for that as well, you are provided either individual or group support from your tutors. While I'm at that point, I'd like to add about the qualification assessment and grading as well. So you have 3 criteria in the qualification. You can either have a pass or a merit or a distinction based on the quality of your work that you submit. And the overall qualification is also awarded on the same basis. So if you have more than 50% of merits in let's suppose 16 units, you've got more than half of them are merits, your overall degree would be awarded as a merit. And if you have distinctions, you would be awarded as a distinction in HND with distinction. Or if you just had passes, it would be a pass. So like in UK, you have the degrees are awarded in terms of levels. You would have a first class honours or an upper second class or a lower second class or a third class. The same way you have pass, merit and distinction criteria. So a first class honours would be a distinction. Okay. I have another few questions. Are we going to study on campus at NUML? Okay. So yes, definitely. On-campus classes are going to be offered, but as I said, we are going to provide you with UK-based faculty as well. So you will also have access to a UK-based tutor for every unit that you study. You will have a tutor physically in class present with you, and then you will also have a module leader, the unit leader, who will be based in the UK. Okay. Somebody else is asking, what if I live outside Islamabad? Okay. Right. It depends how far you're living from Islamabad. If you're able to commute to Islamabad, that's a possibility. We have flexible hours for the classes because we're going to align our teaching timing with the UK, so they won't be held very early in the morning. If you can manage a day commute, that would be possible. If you are living outside of Islamabad, we also have the possibility of offering distance learning to you. Okay, what is the deadline for admission? Okay, we are taking in registrations at the moment, and registrations will close by the 3rd week of December for the January intake. So if you want to start off in January, now is the time to apply. If you've joined the session, you have access to our website as well. You can sign up on the website. You can register by downloading the form there. You can call us on the number that you can see. You can call us on the mobile or the landline number, or you can email us at admissions@ice.numl.edu.pk, and the admissions officer will get in touch with you. Any other queries you have, you can also email them to us there, or you can give us a call to find out more. If there's any specific individual circumstances or individual needs that you want to discuss before you enroll with us, we'll be more than happy to talk to you. Okay, I think that's all the questions that I've got at the moment.
In that case, I think it's time to say thank you, everybody, for your interest, and please get in touch. We'd be happy to help you or to answer any more questions, because you invariably think of questions after things are finished, don't you? But we'd be very happy to have a chat and to help you. And we look forward to the opportunity to help you open all your options and help you in your future career. So good luck, everybody, and get in touch. Bye for now.
Bye.